going strong. I was made for this. See, I met so many hard times when I thought I couldn't make it.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to my Dominican people, wherever you are in Dominica and around the world. Good morning to you. I am your host, Dr. Erica Joseph, right here with you, Doctor of Metaphysics. And I have a lady in the house with you today, which I consider our own opera of the Caribbean. So I'm going to tell you some important things about her today, but I will let her do the explaining. She is Mrs. Olive Strachan, and that she will pronounce the name for you properly. I do have problems with that one at times. I must say I'm not embarrassed. And she is a member of the Order of the British Empire. So welcome, good morning to you, Miss Olive.
Thank you. Mokachebe for.
Okay, that's good. You hear that, people? She has a very nice accent, but let's get behind that accent. So tell me, with a lovely accent like this one, are you Dominican?
Definitely.
Who is Olive?
Definitely. I was born in Dominica, in Castle Bruce, a place called Senhouse, and then my mum and my dad moved us to UK when I was 6 years old. But I've got roots in Dominica. So my mother was called 𝘿𝙤𝙘𝙧𝙩 St. Rose before she married. Wow. And so my mum died when she was 2. She had no mother. So Mr. and Mrs. Boye took my mother in and brought her up.
Wow.
You know? Then she married my father, and my father's called 𝘿𝙘𝙘𝙧𝙀. So that's why she's called 𝘿𝙘𝙘 now. And that's from 𝘿𝙘𝙘𝙧𝙀, Casgary.
𝘿𝙘𝙘𝙧, the beautiful island of. So you have to wish the people from 𝘿𝙘𝙘𝙧 good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
You have a star in the house right here at 𝘽𝙖 FM, I must say. I must say. So tell me a little bit more about you and the family. I mean, you said that you have been here. How long have you been on the island, and how old were you when you left the island?
Okay. So I left at 6 years old and lived in the UK till very recently. I'm in my 50s, so it's been a long, long time.
That's a very long time, indeed.
But family-wise, Dominica is my home, and we came back frequently. So first of all, the Clares have lived in Casgary since the 1890s. Yes, according to
Making history.
Church. Yes. So long history there. And my dad used to have a bakery called Little Bo Peep Bakery, wow, delivering bread in 𝘿𝙤𝙧𝙀 and Casgary. And tell you a funny story. When we came to visit him, 5:30, get up. We need to get some bread delivered. Yeah, no, I had to be. He made us.
Oh my God, that's good to know. Okay, so where is Dad today?
Dad unfortunately died of prostate cancer 10 years ago, but Mum's still alive.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, thank you. Mum, my wonderful mother, who is the most great mother in the world. She's warm, she's fabulous. When I open a training course, I always say, the person I admire in the world the most is my mother.
So which means she's listening to this, so could you just give her a shout today?
Well, my mum as well, but also must mention my sister Liza, who you know as well.
Hello, Liza.
So Liza is a hairdresser. She used to work with Caprice, but now she's freelance. Right. And my sister Sharon as well was also there. So hello, family, you know.
Well, I must say they are very proud of you today, and you know what I mean. It's always good to give people their flowers while they are alive, and that is what we are doing today. Well,
thank you.
I am doing that today with the help of 𝘽𝙖 FM, giving you your flowers while you're alive, recognizing you for your MBE. So we're going to ask you some more questions, because I know the people out there are listening and they would like to know more about that Dominican woman with the lovely accent. Okay, so please tell me, how have you traveled extensively to many countries around the world? Give me some information about that. And you chose to return to Dominica. Why Dominica?
Okay. Well, my story, as you know, I'll go into later on in more detail. But Dominica is my home. So after years of working abroad, I opened my business in 1998, and it's a training consultant. So I'm a consultant, I'm a trainer, I'm a speaker on motivation, and I'm also a coach. So as we speak in Dominica at the moment, I'm coaching a lady in America, helping her to build her NGO. I'm also coaching a lady as well in the UK, who I'm working with. And I've also got a client in Bangkok who I coach. We're 12 hours behind difference, but we still have to coach them. So my background is consultancy, training and coaching. And during the recession in 2008, we literally, because training is the first thing people get rid of when they have no money, okay? So my business went down, I had to find a way to survive during the recession. And I found work working internationally. I actually spent the last bit of my credit card, flew to Egypt, closed a contract there, and won a contract to train about 50 managers all over the Middle East. And that's my started my global journey. So I've worked in all over the world in about 25 countries, including Yemen, Uzbekistan, Bangkok, Istanbul, all over Europe, the Middle East, you name it, I've been there.
Oh my God. You make it sound so easy.
If
But
only.
tell me, what was like the dress code like for some of the countries that you went to? And you know what I mean, because I've read the book. We'll
You
talk
read
about
the
the book a little later.
Okay.
But tell me about your experience with the dress code.
Oh, hilarious. So when you work at the British Council, before you start work, they send you details of the culture, the dress code. So I read it very carefully, and I bought myself a shirt up to here, because you can't show any flesh up here, and here on my wrist, and a long skirt, and I thought, I'm covered. So day one, I'm doing a training course to leaders and managers, and I'm called to one side after the first day by the lady who booked me and said, Olive, I'm sorry, your skirt's too short. And I thought, well, how much longer can it get? It's hitting the ground practically, but there was that much flesh showing,
Right.
about an inch or two. So back to my hotel, and I'm thinking, what can I do? So I had a summer dress, but it was for the hotel. So it like had my chest out and all the rest of it, but it was long, hitting the ground.
Right.
So the following day I put it on. So the dress was there. I thought, right, so my ankles are covered, but my breasts are showing. So
Right.
I put a jacket on, and it was so hot. I felt like a trussed up turkey. But in the end, I did a good training program and delivered. The key thing to it is listen to your clients, listen to the feedback, and adapt the culture accordingly.
But I see you were well versed with the dress codes, because I think it would be a bit challenging to have yourself all covered like that, especially in the type of weather that they were having.
Absolutely.
I mean, yes, you come in your lecture, but you were able to get over that. And any other, challenges that you face
Right.
within as a female entrepreneur, any other challenges,
Okay.
especially the fact that, you feel to yourself that you are a global successful woman.
Yeah.
But what our listeners would really like to know is more about your challenges.
Okay.
So tell me, as a businesswoman, were there any other challenges?
Okay. I think I should tell the story of leaving here at 6 and arriving in the UK, because my father had gone ahead of us and Mum was left here to bring us up. So we came to Dad, and I'd never seen him because Mum was pregnant with me when he left.
Right.
So when I got to UK for the first time, this strange man picked me up. Who is he? He's my dad, you know?
Yes.
But also, I went in the 60s, and remember the 60s was very bad for black people. All the signs said, no blacks, no dogs, no Irish.
Oh my God, how did you
So,
survive
so
that?
even to find somewhere to live, my father had challenges, and it ended up with black people buying a house together to ensure they had a home.
Right.
So a lot of challenges. As a black child, me and my sister were the only black children in the school.
Oh my.
And you know, Dr. Erica, that it's very important for a child to see positive role models to grow and develop properly.
I agree.
In the UK in those days, only black people I saw were cleaners, people doing menial tasks. There was no one like us in a position of power. So one day I was watching the TV, and Martin Luther King stood there. He said, I have a dream. And he spoke about this dream in an eloquent way. And I just thought, wow, it's a black person. He speaks well, he's passionate, he's engaging. And he inspired me to dream big. I thought, yes, I can do this. So during my lifetime, growing up in the UK, good education system, but there was no positive role models for us. My sister Liza, who was a very attractive young lady, as you know,
Yes, I know Liza.
wanted to be air hostess. She was told she wasn't pretty enough to be an air hostess. Well, you had to have blonde hair or blue eyes.
Yes.
So there were a lot of limitations to us as black people in the UK. We had to fight. So, but my father and mother, excellent parents, gave me the support I needed and the encouragement to achieve. So with regard to that, that was the first bit. Then I had to get work and build myself. With regard to being an entrepreneur and challenging, what I did was I did my postgrad in HR
Right.
in my 30s.
Right.
And the day I passed the postgrad, I got my credit card and I opened my business in Manchester on a main road. And that was the key thing for me. I wanted to be in charge of my own destiny. And I spent the first 3 months on the phone ringing up people asking for business, lots of rejection. So I'm used to rejection, Dr. Erica.
I know you are,
I'm
but
used to the
you're a
word no.
strong example of that. So tell me more about it.
Yeah, it was challenging. So I rang, and in the end, one person then said, "Yes, Olive, come and see me." And what I did was, when I saw that one person, I delivered some training for them. They loved it, because often people forget about the colour when you deliver something good.
I agree.
Good at what you do?
I
That's it.
agree.
So I remember my first contract. I got myself a little suit and I drove to Leeds in the UK. And I was there so excited. I got work from a company called 𝘽𝙖𝙘𝙠𝙨, Peter Cox. They do pest control. And I walked in, and this woman was there. She was the PA to the director. And she said to me, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm a consultant for today." And she said, "Who are you to be a consultant?" Looking me up and down.
In those exact words?
Exact words. Who
Oh
are
my
you
God.
to be a consultant? And for a short while, Dr. Erica, I thought, am I worthy? Can I do this? And then I thought, Olive, don't let her belief affect your belief. You know you can do this. So I stood up and I said, yes, I'm the consultant for today. I have qualifications in management and leadership. Will that do you? For coffee or tea, Olive? And from that day on, I built up. So it takes time. People will often try to derail your confidence or put you down, but always say to yourself, I have my own image of who I am, and that's who I'll be.
Well, you make us proud as a Dominican woman. So tell me, what do you call that kind of behavior? And when people walk up to you, you're accosted in that form, what do you call that? Do you have a name for that?
Well,
besides people being racist towards you.
Yeah. I think people don't expect often, because when I opened my business in 1998, if you said consultant, people would imagine a white man. So I wasn't the stereotypical person that expect to be a consultant, yeah? But you know, Dr. Erica, from day one, I decided I'd be successful. And I knew the main thing was to get myself known. So in Manchester, there's a paper called the Manchester Evening News, which is where all the businesses advertise. It's the place to be. So I rang up, the day one, I sat down, I rang up and said to them, I've opened a business, I'm a black consultant in Manchester, please write about me in your business section. I rang again. I rang 10 times.
You were very persistent.
Absolutely, and tenacious, never let go. And on the 10th call, the man said to me, stop calling. We're coming to take a picture of you and your story. And I was in the paper on page 2. I didn't pay a penny.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
You got your spot. So do you still have evidence of that article? Because, I mean, that was a groundbreaking for being from 6 years you left Dominica,
yes.
being Dominican,
yes,
and to have yourself in that type of article. Do you still have a record of that?
I do, yes. I have a picture. I've taken that picture, which I've not got it on me now, but I've got it, you know, that first day. And yeah, so it's determination. And then, so the main key things I'd say is, for the entrepreneurs you've mentioned here, is we have to have your self-belief, because you are the driver of your destiny. If you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you?
Amen.
Yeah? So you have to drive it forward. And you've got to think, how can I get myself known? How can I collaborate with others? You can't do it by yourself, so collaboration and networking is vital. That's what I did.
Very nice to know. So we're going to come back with some more information on that. But what I would really like to do is focus on our Dominican people here.
Yes.
Because I do not want them to have to be fooled by that accent. You are Dominican, a woman of the Dominican soil. Okay. And as if Felix Henderson was there, he would say, Lilliput. So let me tell you, in terms of you achieving that contract, you use your credit card, you decide to rise above the recession, you utilize your credit card, go out, apply to the businesses. How did you do that with a family? Do you have children?
Yes. So I have my husband, Errol Strachan, who is the most amazing man, very supportive. We've been married for 39 years this June, yes. And we also have 4 grandchildren. So I'm a real family person as well. Love my family. So that's part of me. Because I think that to get to where you want to go, you have to have someone in your corner. I happen to have my husband. someone might have a mother or a friend or somebody you can rely on and call upon. So Dominica-wise, I also have my uncle Simbot, Simbot Wiltshire, who's in Dominica.
Well, that's good.
You know, and I must say, when I came to Dominica, my sister Liz has been so helpful. What happened was, I've written a book, as you know. The book is called The Power of You.
Yes, yes.
And I wrote the book during COVID.
Right.
Because, Dr. Erica, honestly, I came back from Curacao, where I'd been a speaker on motivation to female entrepreneurs, full of beans,
Right.
back to Manchester in the UK. That was March 2020. And I was supposed to fly to America, do some training there for a company. And it was all cancelled. Everything was cancelled. And we believed at the time COVID would be a short thing. A few months, it'd be over. As we know, that's not true. So I had to, I'm an extrovert, as you can tell.
Right, yes.
My passion is developing people to their full potential. So, you know, I had to find a way to survive. So Errol was there working remotely. He was okay. And I was like a trapped animal in the house thinking,
Yes, yes.
you know. So I thought, when I'm a speaker on motivation and share my story with other people, mainly women, sometimes men, when I coach leaders, they all say to me, where is your book, Olive?
Right.
I like what you're saying to me. You're helping me to develop, but I want something that I can refer to when I've not got you. So where's your book? And during COVID, I thought, the Lord has given me time. This is the time to write the book about my journey. Because from 1998 to now, I've been through a lot. I've traveled a lot, many challenges. One of them was, I'll tell you this one, because I think it's funny as well. I worked in Uzbekistan. And before going, the British Council get you a visa.
Right.
And they're very strict about that. So, but unfortunately, when I was got to travel on the day, remember the, what's it called? The volcano in Iceland,
Right.
and you couldn't travel. So it was cancelled. So I got to the airport, they flew us somewhere else. 2 days later, I arrived. No problem. Went to the class, did the training, it all went really, really well. On the last day, the driver brought me to the airport, he signed me in, waved, and off he went. And as I approached the guy with my passport, he looked at me, looked at my passport, looked at me, looked at my passport, and said to me, you can't travel. And I said, pardon? He said, you can't travel, you know? I said, what's wrong? He wouldn't tell me. They stood me in a corner. Now, in that Uzbekistan, only 2 flights a week, one on Tuesday, one on Friday. This was Tuesday. I'm thinking, if I don't fly today, I've got to find somewhere to stay. And they kept talking about me and not telling me.
So you were not fearful?
I was terrified, to be frank with you. It's not a country that you want to be stuck in, Uzbekistan. It's, you know what I mean? Anyway, so as I stood there, this man passed me, an American guy. He said, honey, are you all right? And I said, I think there's a problem with my visa. He said, they throw you in jail for that here, which made me feel even more frightened.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, in the end, I thought, Olive, take control of the situation. Rang my daughter in the UK. She rang the embassy, and within half an hour, I was on the plane. But meanwhile, being threatened with thrown in prison, being ignored, not knowing the language, it was really, really hard work. Because I've had quite a few challenges over the years.
This was definitely a major one, and I can see you a custom of practicing what you preach. But before we go into your book and some other information I would like to let you give the public, you are referred to as a member of the Order of the British Empire. Tell me, what does it feel like? But how did you receive such a high echelon and accolade? And also, how was the experience?
Well, Dr. Erica.
And we're also live on Facebook. So to all our Facebook viewers, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello.
She will give you a glimpse of her award so you can see it's very, very, very authentic.
It's here, it's here.
So tell me.
Right.
And us as well.
Okay. So I've been brought up by, you know, parents who have supported me and look after me very well. And so my father always said, why not you? Why not you? That's what gave me confidence as well. So I've worked for many years. I've also given back. I believe in giving back. So I, the CIPD, which is the Institute of Personal Development, I was the chair, chartered fellow as well, and that was all voluntary work. I also work with Women of the Year Award. I'm an ambassador for them. But the main thing I've been doing is the UK Trade and Investment, Department of International Trade, DIT. I'm what's called an export champion.
Wow.
And that means that any companies who want to export abroad, they call me, I coach, I mentor, I help them with that. For the past 15 years, I'm an export champion for the DIT. And so one day I was at home, and I got a letter through the letterbox, and it said, if you were offered the MBE, would you accept it?
Wow.
And Dr. Erica, I thought, someone's pulling my leg.
Well, tell us about it.
Someone's joking me. So my daughter Ria, I had her when I was 21, so
Right.
she's only so we're very, very close, you know. So my daughter, I rang her and said, Ria, I said, I've got this letter. Someone's pulling my leg. And she went, Mum, no, it's true, because during my business, my daughter and son both worked in the business as well. Because I believe in bringing the children in early so they get the business ethic, and they've both done very well. My daughter is a HR director, my son with Stock Exchange, so they really, really have taken that on board for my husband and myself, Errol. So this came, I rang her, and she said, no, Mum, she said last year, they rang her a year before and said, your mum is going to be awarded the MBE, because they have to do lots of checks and balances behind to make sure you're worthy of it. They ring your clients, they rang the chair of the CIPD, they rang, you know, people who knew me to make sure I deserved this accolade.
So they had to look into your background.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And then she said, Mum, so it's true. She said, so it's all the work behind the scenes. This is real, this is genuine. And honestly, Dr. Erica, I was floating on air. I could not believe this has happened to me. I had to pinch myself a few times.
I would.
So what happened was, we then, I bought this suit. Oh, girl, this suit was amazing.
Tell me about it. Well, not only me, I mean the listeners would like to know.
It cost me a fortune. Cream hat, beautiful cream
So
hat.
it was like a red carpet suit.
Italian design, fitted dress with jewels here designed.
Okay.
Beautifully. On the day I was told one of the best dressed women there. It was a fantastic feeling. So my daughter booked the first class train down to London for the family and my son, and we arrived at the palace. Oh, stood at Buckingham Palace at the gates, the whole family. Tickets only for 4 people, unfortunately. So that's my husband.
You certainly did not fainted.
My heart was thumping.
It sounds so good to be true.
And the red carpet's there. You see the carriage, you know, as well. And they take you in. Your family go and sit somewhere else, and you're taken upstairs to this beautiful room with these amazing paintings.
And you were not dreaming.
Oh, I was just looking around me, you know, Monet, you know, all the kind of different artists there. I was just speechless, beautiful.
Right.
And then we are all taken by a gentleman to be told how to speak to Prince Charles and how to curtsy. So we stand up, and he said, your name will be called, you walk forward, Prince Charles will address you, you will speak back to Prince Charles. Then when he shakes your hand, it means it's over, and you walk backwards. You never take it back on him, and you walk away. And my family were in the audience. The room, red, gold, beautiful. And Prince Charles was very, very charming. He asked me about my work with the British Council.
Wow.
And said how proud they were of me. And it was the most amazing, amazing day. I've got a film of it.
Do you still have that
I have got the
information?
film, yes.
I think your website as well would
Yes,
have
it's on
information.
there.
Well, towards the ending, you can give some information about your website as
I
well.
will. And my mother has watched it for about 10 times. She loves the film. And then after that, I said to myself, as a child, I'd seen pictures of the Ritz Hotel. And I thought, I want to have lunch at the Ritz. So we booked a table, the whole family, the grandkids, my children and their partners and husband and wives. And I sat there with my family around me, Erica, and I thought, Dr. Erica, life, Olive, doesn't get much better than this. It was an amazing experience, which I'll never forget.
Well, I saw the pictures when, and I could see why. And I must say, I would like you to hold your medal in your hand. You
Okay.
deserve to hold it. Let our viewers on Facebook take a look, a glimpse at that. This is hard work, you know, for all your many years of hard work. And it's like a fairy tale for some of the young people out there, the young women, the children at school that maybe finish their exams, maybe tune in and are listening. It's also something that is going to be of some form of mentorship. I mean, you are from Dominica, and you have been here for several months.
Yes.
And discovering you and finding out that you received such a high echelon. I could not believe it myself.
Oh, thank
so
you.
I really wanted to share this with our people all around the world, not just the Caribbean, Dominica and the Caribbean.
Thank you.
But our own Oprah right here in the Caribbean. So our listeners out there, you can see why I am addressing her as our Oprah of the Caribbean, coming from Dominica, and she has received such a high, accolade, and it appears she attracts many accolades. So let me just have mention some of the accolades again that she received in combination with this one, her MBE.
Yes.
So what other awards did you receive?
Okay, I've been awarded for training, Learning and Skills Council. My training has been recognised. When I train, it's interactive. It draws people. And Dr. Erica, the people I trained about 10, 15 years ago, they are still on Facebook with me. They are still on Instagram with me. They ring me for advice still. And some of them say it was the best training they've ever had. It moved them and they've never forgotten it. So that's good. So I had the award for that. I also received another award for international work. So with my international contract for working internationally, another award that I received. Obviously the MBE. And then I received an award for the Institute of Personal Development because I actually helped to change the way we were perceived. Because often human resources, HR, is conceived as boring. So I did my postgrad first, did my master's in HR when I was in my 50s, and I wanted to change HR to make us more approachable, because in the past HR was, the door was closed, yes, and now it should be open to people, should be approachable.
I agree.
So I got an award for that as well. Yes, so it's been really
so
good.
So you tend to attract many awards, but what I would like our viewers to know more about is that especially those of them that are battling or combating COVID. I mean, besides we are here in Dominica, we are not under lockdown, but there are many other people around the Caribbean, around the world, that are experiencing lockdown. What would you say to them, especially for surviving and COVID?
Okay.
Based on the training that you provide.
Okay. Now, I've been very fortunate,
especially the business people.
Absolutely. I've been very fortunate since I've been here because I love the world of business. That's my passion. So I joined the Chamber of Commerce and working with the lovely Lis Fabian. And Lis has encouraged me to part of it. So I've been on a panel for female entrepreneurs, sharing my experience. But I also did a program for entrepreneurs. It was called Influencing for Success. And that's about using your skill set to grow your business even during COVID. So what I'd say is that I've been through recessions and I've been through downturns. There's always a solution to the problem. You have to find it. So for example, I'm presently working with a young lady, coaching her from that entrepreneurial hub session. And what I find is we need to, as entrepreneurs, keep a good database of clients. Because often I think, I'm not saying generally, I'm saying my experience so far, is we have clients, but do we have them on a database? Do we know when their birthdays are? Do we know, things about them? Because that's what keeps clients with you during the good and the bad times. During this COVID recession, people who are flourishing are people who are in social media, IT, PR, marketing. Because everyone's aware, if you can't get out to your clients, you somehow make sure they know you're still there. So they're flourishing, okay? And people like me in training have had to change. So I would say two entrepreneurs here. One is collaborate with each other. If we all buy from each other, how good would it be? So for example, I do training and speaking, yes? You do training the mind, etc.
Yes. Neuroscience.
Neuroscience. Yes. Someone else might do the seamstress making clothes. Someone else might do herbs or whatever. Yes. If we all buy from each other, we enrich each other, help each other to grow.
I agree to that.
That's number one.
Yes.
Collaborate with each other and buy from each other if and when you can. And next is share successes with each other. So for example, if I've got a client who's working with me, who I know can also use your skills, recommend each other.
That's a good idea. Yes,
let's start from within.
Right.
But the key thing that I found is during the recession is, one is change. So if everything's face to face, mix it up. A bit of social media, a bit of Zoom if you can. Make the client aware, keep them abreast, keep good records. Every single month I send out my clients a newsletter. What I'm doing, how I can help them, anything new, etc. And make sure you post regularly. So every week I put something on Instagram, and each one is different. You can't have the same thing. Or Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter.
Well, you're very busy. And in other terms, you're saying human resource is the best resource. And I agree with you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so I have another question there I would like to ask you. Okay. If I am a business owner in Dominica, why should I employ your services?
Okay.
At least, your business for short is OSR Resources.
Yes.
For short, OSR. Why should I employ you?
Okay. One thing that I know, as Oprah said, I know is true, and I believe, is that I am good at what I do. The reason is, for 23 years, I've been employed globally. No one had to use my services. They did because I was good at what I do and wanted to use me time and time and time again. So, back to why they should employ me. I'll give you an example of what a client of mine, a client called Packaging Automation,
right.
Manufacturing client. It's a company that's owned by the grandfather and passed on to the daughter. And they called me and said, we have got your name from somebody else's recommendation. Can we come and see us? And what the situation was that they had not done any performance reviews for 18 years. So staff were working, but working to their own, to their own tune. And also, the documentation they used was out of date or changed by managers when they felt like it. So the system was broken. So I went in and I did a full review with the managers, first of all, managers and leaders, and then the staff. I put together a report diagnosing the problem with the business from my perspective. And then I helped them to redesign the performance review documentation, redesign the mission, vision, values of the business, and it changed from no profit to 5 million, 10 million, and now 22 million down the way too. It's not only me, obviously, but it's part of that journey.
Well, that's good to know.
To the point that they won an award for Manufacturer of the Year. They said to me, Olive, you have been part of our journey. You have helped us to get here. Come with us. I was on the stage with them. I forgot it wasn't my award, Dr. Erica. I ran towards to take it. But it's
because
nice.
I mentioned it before, you tend to attract awards.
Give it to me. So to receive that, and most clients that I work with come back to me. They come back to me year on year, and most staff that I work with develop and grow. And when I work with leaders, often they say to me that the director, tell me, Olive, who is the next person I should be promoting? Who is the star in the room? And I watch out for how that person reacts to training, how they work, their skill set. And when I recommend somebody, they go to the top.
So you're very good at analyzing, so which means you're trying to take my job from me.
Yes! Give it to me.
But it's good to know. So it means that you are listening out there, especially to our company owners. You are listening to Miss Olive right here from Dominican. Do not make that accent. Do not make that accent, consult Miss Olive. She's Dominican, okay? A woman of the Dominican soil.
Absolutely.
Yes, and she has been here for several months now, so you need to call her in. But I am going to ask another question. And before we get into your book.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me at least a few of the big name companies you have worked for.
Yes.
And I mean, how many people have you lectured to?
Oh, wow, gosh. I have, Domino's Pizzas.
Right.
They have a staff conference in Wales every year, and
wow.
They have 1,000 staff.
Domino Pizzas.
So I was there on the stage, speaking and motivating them, Domino's Pizzas. I work with 𝑦𝙘.com. I work with Mars. And one thing as well, when the Commonwealth Games came to the UK, I was one of the trainers for them as well. And it was amazing to inspire people to work well with the athletes and our guests from the Commonwealth Games. And
where did they hold the Commonwealth Games? Is it in Manchester?
Well, it was Manchester years when I helped. It was in Manchester, and it was just amazing to be part of that. And I trained people. And one day I'm there, Dr. Erica, in my tracksuit. I'm not a tracksuit girl. I'm a Dominican voluptuous girl. That's what I call it, curvaceous.
Right.
And I'm there running around, and in walks the BBC and starts filming me from behind.
Really? Oh my God.
Not my best side.
But that did not stop you.
Absolutely not. So I was working away. And then that evening, it was on local TV.
Right.
You know, the film of me, you know. And this man, my client says to me, Olive, straight when I knew it was you, I recognised you. I thought,
Oh my God.
how was that?
Oh my God. That's Dominican, definitely.
Absolutely.
Only from Dominica you can get recognized from behind. So you have it naturally, Dominican, I must say.
Absolutely.
So any more of the companies that...
Yes, so Mars, I said AstraZeneca, I work with them quite a lot, as well.
Really?
Yes, AstraZeneca. I work with them, I did their staff conferences.
Okay, that's nice to know.
I did training with them, you know, hotels, Thomas Cook, Thompson Holidays, the TUI Group. Because when I began with my business, my main thing was sales training, because I worked in recruitment. My background is working in recruitment. So Adecco, Reed. I actually opened Adecco in the UK. I opened it in Manchester, set it up for them. So recruitment was my thing for 11 years. And you come to see me, Dr. Joseph, and you say to me, Olive, this is the job of my dreams, and I'd find it for you.
Oh, I see. You have that naturally.
You know, I'd bring the client up and get it for you. So that was my main profession for 11 years. And then I changed and thought, well, I was coaching and training people all the time as part of what I was doing. I wanted to do more of that, so I went into the training industry from there.
Well, I can say we really need your help here in the Caribbean, especially with our business owners, and I am adding myself to the list.
Thank you, Dr. Erica. I'd love to work with you, Dr. Joseph.
Because I realize you have a gift of finding the weakness in within the staff, especially of a business. Because I mean, it's a human resource that makes up a business,
yes,
as well as the customers. But you focus on the training for the human resource of a company.
Yes, absolutely. So I go in and say to the client, what is the problem here? And it could be, I take a temperature, I call it take a temperature of the business. So what's staff morale like? Yeah? People off sick a lot, people ringing in sick, people complaining a lot. Are people smiling? Are they happy? What's the morale like in the business? That's the key thing. Secondly, what are your plans and goals for the next 2 years? What's the business plan? What figures are you aiming for? 10% increase? Etc. And then we look at the future, future markets you want to get into. But then a lot of companies, they say something, but the website and the way they behave doesn't reflect it. So the websites reflect the business. If you're people who are inclusive and
so you're referring to synchronization.
Absolutely, should all be there. And the leaders should walk the walk and talk the talk. Yes?
Yes.
So I can't say to you,
we need that here.
Be customer friendly. And I go,
I know what you mean. Yes, yes.
So it has to be.
You have to practice what you preach.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
So a lot of that is working with companies and looking at the whole organisation, and then looking at the impact of the staff on that. I also analyse staff. So I've got a profiling tool that I use, because sometimes your personality, you wonder why someone behaves in a certain way. And you don't understand.
I told you
why.
you're trying to take my job from me.
Bamwasa. See a bit of part about that.
Oh my God, you're really Dominican. Let's continue with the information. Let's keep it flowing.
Okay, darling.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
You said you wrote a book.
Yes.
I came across your book. I read. I think it took me 2 days to read your book.
Wow.
Because I was a bit in. I find the title. I was very interested in the title. I must say, The Power of You.
Yes.
And I wanted to know more about the awards that you received.
Yes.
And now that you're here, can you give us some information about your book?
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll show our guests on Facebook.
I know you have. This is your
We've
first
changed
cover.
the cover, but this is the old cover. And we've changed it only because we've had advice that people want to see me on the cover of the book, which is what I've done.
Yes, you can show them the back as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
On the back. There we are.
Yes.
Okay. And the book is on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. I want to read at this point just a little one of my affirmations, a poem that I repeat to myself on a daily basis, because although I'm positive, although I'm upbeat, there are days when I too feel that are things going the way I want it to go? Right. And I need to have some affirmation myself. Yes, yes. And words to me are very important. I love reading. I read about 3 books a week. I love to read. So this one is for all of us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous. Actually, who are you not to be? And that's by Marianne Williamson. I love that because every day it says to me, you need to work from the power within.
Yes.
Hence the title of the book.
And this is how you survive paradox.
Absolutely.
So how long have you been utilizing that poem?
Probably about 10 years.
10 years.
And I use it in my training. It does. So back to the book. Okay, so I said before I wrote the book because I was asked to write a book people to refer to. But also, this book is my legacy. Remember, I have 4 granddaughters. And I grew up in England, in UK, where black women did not feel beautiful. Black women did not feel recognised. Black women do not feel special or powerful.
Right.
So this book is for them and for me and for any entrepreneur who feels, have I got what it takes? It takes you through my journey from day one, opening my business and getting on the phone and getting that rejection. It takes you through what I believe you have to do. You have to do what's called a SWOT analysis on yourself. What are your strengths?
I like that.
What are your weaknesses? What opportunities and threats are there?
Most times they ask you that for your business, but you have to do it on yourself.
On yourself. Because,
amazing.
Because the fact of the matter is, you can't do everything for your business. You can only do so much.
Yes. So
when I did that for myself, I realised my strength is people, training, networking, speaking, but not finance and not IT. So from day one, Dr. Doty, I've had somebody who I pay a fee to look after my finance and look after my IT. And I focus on what I'm good at because I believe where focus goes, energy flows.
So what you're telling me is that if someone were to order that book right now from Amazon, it is going to help them to focus on their personality.
Absolutely.
And to review some of the challenges that you went through.
Yes.
And to help them master that.
Yes.
Anything else you feel that the book can help them with?
Well, you know something, the reviews tell it all, but one thing, I've had Nurse Green, from La Plaine.
Nurse Green.
Yes, yeah.
I know the Greens
they're
from La
married,
Plaine,
yes.
so.
And she read the book.
Okay.
And she said to me she wished she'd read it earlier in her life when she first became a leader.
Right.
Because it does take you through. And often what happens is when you're going through the bad times, you think, it's only me. It's only me. Because running a business, your husband, your children, your friends, they can help you. But when your back's against the wall and things are going wrong, you have to do it yourself. Yeah?
Yes.
So
it's all about you.
You have to do it. No one can do it for you. My husband has helped me and supported me financially for the business. It's been great. But day by day, pushing, growing, making it happen has to be me. So the first thing it talks about is your SWOT analysis, making sure you focus on what you're good at. Yeah? Don't try. For example, I'm awful at spreadsheets. I hate spreadsheets. I don't do spreadsheets,
Yes.
But I can get a good amount of money for getting up in front of an audience and speaking.
You
so
like
focus on
lecturing.
that. I love it.
Yes.
Next, it talks about, okay, so you now know what you're good at, yeah? How you get yourself recognised, how people know about you. Having a business is not a secret. It has to be out there. What are the best channels that you need to use to get your business out there? For me, in the UK, it was the Manchester Evening News. Here, the Chronicle, yeah?
Yeah.
So what can you do to use to build your brand out here? It's called building your brand and making your brand. So get your logo sorted out and get your brand and get it recognised, okay? So that's something you need to do as well.
So it's a lot of training information in there as well.
Yeah, it really supports you.
But tell me, how does someone, I really want to ask you about your birthday because I know you have a birthday coming up and I cannot let this go. So tell me,
yes,
in terms of providing business training, leadership training, people around the Caribbean,
yes,
could you just give them some of your information before what time? I want to make sure they get the information so they can contact you for consultation, especially for their business training, leadership, and so on.
So I have a website. It's www.𝘿𝙘𝙧𝙠.com. I'm on Instagram, Olive Strachan, Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn as well. My number?
Well, you can give your number for your business number.
Yes. It's 275.
So companies can contact
275-5840. Okay. And yes, so I'm here in the Caribbean. I also work remotely at the moment, working with the Manchester University, delivering leadership training for them. I'm also working with the Institute of Directors. So I keep on working remotely. But
International, that is.
I would love, love, love to work also in the Caribbean. I worked in 𝘽𝙖𝙘𝙧𝙧𝙀𝙧 when I was a motivational speaker there. But I would love to work in Dominica as well.
It's amazing that you are back. So we are really relying
back
on
for
you.
good.
I say we back for good. And we are really I would say that we are not going to take you for granted. So I am hoping that the other business persons out there, the company owners out there, can grab the opportunity and consult your organization, consult you for leadership training. We need that here in the Caribbean, Dominica, the Caribbean. You have already been to so many countries around the world.
Yes.
So I'm welcoming you again to the Caribbean.
Thank you.
But tell me, you have your birthday coming up in September. Do you? Tell me about that.
Right. Well, I'm 60 in September. Okay.
You do not look. You do not look
so
like you're going to be 60 in
Dr. Joseph,
September.
thank you very much for that. And I've been reflecting. I think it's a time to reflect. So people have asked me, what is the second book going to be about?
Right.
This first book was about business.
Right.
It'll be about starting over in Dominica, starting again. Yes.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
Yes, circling back to the land of where I was born.
Okay.
So I'm reflecting back on my life and what I'm proud of and my achievements. So the first thing that I'm proud of is, although I love the world of business, I love my marriage and being married to my husband.
Right. How many years now?
39 years, yes, in June.
Really?
Yes, 39
really?
years.
Well, happy, that's
Thank
good.
you. Next year, I'll Ruby next year, 40 years. And I was lucky to meet someone. I met him when I was 19, he was 23. And we've grown together. Errol is a design engineer. He designed data centers for big banks and etc. And he also has worked globally, so we've had a global experience together. He has designed our house in Mont Daniel. It's his design. He's very clever. You've seen it.
I've seen it. Oh, it's he's talented, I must say.
So
he's gifted.
I am blessed and lucky to have married my husband and to be with him and still be strong. I'm also reflecting on my family. My dad unfortunately died before he could see me achieve what I've achieved.
He would be proud of you.
Oh, he would be so proud.
Yes.
But Mum, Liza, Sharon, Susan, and all my nieces,
I know
and
Liza
my
is
uncles, and my Uncle Simbart and Uncle Fanso, I know all of them are proud. So
Yes.
I am glad that I was able to make my family, my mum, proud of me. Particularly my mum, 𝘿𝙤𝙘𝙧𝙧𝙀𝙀. So those are two things. And then next is to have, I think, by working globally as a positive, strong, confident black woman, I've changed the perception of us in many countries. They have taken to me, they have learned from me, they love my training, they've give me phone calls and emails to say, Olive, how you doing? We still liaise, after 10, 15 years. So I'm proud of that as well. I'm proud to have done that. So yes, I'm proud. I'm proud to come home and hopefully to make a positive impact as well on Dominica in some way.
Well, I am happy that you're back. And have you ever thought of, the persons here on the island, how you're thinking of doing the consultation with them, especially what do you think you can tell them, because they may be listening out there, especially those of the SMEs?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, we have a few here on the island as well.
Yes.
What would you like to say to them?
Okay, I think if you want someone to work with you to get the right mindset, to prepare your brand for global services, to prepare yourself to be global, or even to work locally if you want to push forward when times are hard, to believe in yourself, to work on social media, and to understand how to get the best out of your business. That's what I'm here for. And with regard to large businesses, if you have a problem with staff performance, staff motivation, achieving your business goals, working through COVID, I'm the person for you.
Okay. Also, I think you mentioned that you are here to stay for good. tell me again. I think towards the beginning you said you were in some clubs, but just give us some information as to which some of the clubs that you are how to say that you joined.
Yes, yes.
And just to get some clarity on that.
Okay. Well, as a person, I find being idle very hard. So at the moment I'm at home, and my poor husband, if he gets his shirt off, it's in the washing machine on the line, and iron in the wardrobe before he can blink.
Yes. So
Ollie, back up, need me. So I'm cooking lots of food. I love to cook. So I'm finding ways to keep myself busy because I'm used to being training, consulting, traveling, etc. So what I did was I asked for advice, and I was told to join. I've got to once again mention Tina Alexander as well, because she's been very helpful. I mentioned Liza, Tina, Liza, Cecily, Elise as well. All been very good. Yes, and Terry, all been very good to me and very helpful. So what happened was I was told to join the Chamber of Commerce, and I met Elizra, and she is a very powerful woman, a wonderful woman, who's helped me to actually redesign my book cover. So thank you, Elizra, for that. But also she's given me opportunities. I've been on panels, I've done some training, I've been involved in many things with her encouragement. I've also then joined the Rotary. I joined Rotary first of all in Portsmouth, but I've realised there's one nearer, Rotary Club Dominica. So I've joined that one, and presently I've had some good support from 𝙬𝙤𝙬𝙩 and the team there, you know. And then I've also joined Dominica Health and Wellness.
Well, yes, definitely, that's good.
I met Terry, and I've been eating better, sleeping better, trying to follow the advice.
Well, I can say you're very active.
Yeah, I'm full of beans. And then Slick, which is more about sustainability and helping with the turtles and so on. So 4 so far, only really been involved in 2. But I'm looking to get more involved in the rest in the future.
I find you're doing good so far. And what about some of the persons that you have met here on the island?
Yes.
Imagine I came across Kimara, but in a distance, so I know usually that's one of your areas where you go to have your dresses made. And
yes, exactly.
You're trying your best to support local.
Exactly.
Being from Dominican, that's good.
Absolutely.
So some of the friends that you have made here.
Oh, honestly. So I'm going to have to praise first of all my sister Liza, who has been, when I did my book launch, Liza and me walked around Roseau together. We walked round to Auto Trade, to all the shops, Campbell's, and asked for support. And also Cecily and her husband Colin, and Celine and Marcel from Petit Paris, who have supported me.
That's a very nice spot.
They've been great, honestly. And then Alicia from Pagua Bay also had me there doing my book launch there. People who impacted on me has been Tina Alexander, Marika, I mentioned Elizra, Fabian earlier on. I've also mentioned my sister Liza.
And Kimara.
Kimara's been brilliant. I've been coaching Kimara. She's making me some clothes. We're working together. She's a fireball, isn't she?
Yes.
And through her, I had my first pool party.
That's
brilliant.
You're getting to meet a lot of people here on the island.
And yourself, Dr. Joseph, as well. You've been a great support and help, you know. And most recently, I've just met Sam Raphael from Jungle Bay. And although he can't use me right away, because obviously the hotels are not doing well at the moment, no one is, he was very supportive of me, gave me some great advice, you know.
But what do you find about the resort?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
And you're coming back to the island, you've been Dominican.
I admire him so much.
And you've seen some of the developments here on the island.
I went there for Mother's Day. It was brilliant, wonderful. I admire him because he didn't have to do what he's doing, but he believes in Dominica. He tries to sustain Dominica and the people, and we had a great conversation. You know, you were
so
he's
like a good mentor for you to be back on the island
and
seeing his development and his success.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So do you have any other information you want to give to our listeners out there? Especially, we have a few minutes.
Okay, so what I'd like to say is that if you are a male or female entrepreneur, if you're thinking about your business, either you're going through COVID and you're thinking, I can't survive this, you can. You know, look into your client database, look who bought from you previously, contact them, keep them informed, you know, collaborate with other people, build your brand, use the training that you get from people like Chamber of Commerce, you know, and find that support and move forward. I found that I've joined about 2 female networking groups, And one of them we meet every Friday, last Friday of the month. We either go to people's houses, we bring something each.
That's nice.
Or we go for,
You're very
for a
active,
meal
I must
somewhere.
say.
And great, because business is great, but to be a rounded person holistically, you need to have fun as well. And so these ladies, we laugh together, we talk together, we share experiences. I went to the Cancer Survivors Candlelit Visual recently, which brought tears to my eyes. A lady there, she has stage 4 cancer.
Oh, that's sad.
And she got on the stage and sang that song, you know, I am alive, I'm still breathing. Oh my gosh.
And that is the mindset you need to have as a cancer patient.
But we were all crying.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was vigorous. And looking at her, I thought, I have no cause for complaint. This woman who is facing a challenge that, you
Life
know,
and death situation.
is still cheerful, is still sharing, is still giving. So what I'd say to you is, yes, I love the world of business, but I also love the female companions that I've met, you know, Delia, Coffee Weeks, Glenda, you know.
Yeah, I've met a lot of persons so
Yes,
far. I
you
find
know,
that's good.
Oh, wonderful support and, you know, involving me in things. So, yes, I'm very blessed, and I'm looking forward to my new life in Dominica, looking forward to hopefully working with businesses and individuals, but if not, enjoying Dominica's beauty and enjoying Dominica's people.
Well, I must say, so far you are doing very good. You are an extrovert at heart. So, I mean, you're giving back, you're here.
Yes.
And I think the people that have met you so far, I would like to say maybe on my behalf that you have a magnanimous heart.
Thank you.
It's really nice getting to know you. And now that you are here and you are focused on helping the people, not just in Dominica, but the Caribbean,
Yes.
I see you have already started doing your mindset analyzation.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So I think that they have a lot to, you know, to look for from you.
I've got a lot to give, and I've worked hard. I've had many challenges in my life. It hasn't been easy. People think that because you are here, living in a nice area, it was easy. It was hard. I worked very hard for what I've got, day in, day out. When people are in their bed, I'm at an airport somewhere on my own in the middle of nowhere.
That is hard work.
You know, being searched, being told that I can't travel, whatever. So I have a lot of challenges that I've overcome. But what I want to say to you is, it happens. Keep going. Keep pushing yourself, and believe in yourself. I'm going to end. I've got enough time, nearly, with Nelson Mandela's favourite poem, which I feel is apt to end with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul," and it's called Invictus by William Ernest Henley. And you must believe in yourself. You mustn't let other people's opinions affect your judgment of yourself. You have to stand tall. You have to stand confident, because you only have one try in this life. You only have one opportunity. Don't throw it away.
So again, I would like to congratulate you on behalf of our, Dominican Republic, Caribbean, people all over the world. Congratulations upon receiving your MBE for all the hard work you have done in your life, and welcome again. Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome back home. I'm going to say it 3 times. Welcome back home.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support and help. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Kyrie FM.
Thank you, and all the best, everybody.
And goodbye to our listeners and people
best.
on everyone on Facebook. Thank you again. And you can also contact Dr. Joseph 767-265-0182. So if you're trying to get a hold of our MBE right here, if you're trying to get a hold of her, especially for consultation, you can call Dr. Joseph number as well. So thank you again.
Thank you.